Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Hey, it's you! Come on in and join us!
We have one of the Black Friday 2025 minis for you today from Stirling Soap Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, what are you doing out there? Come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack. Cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love it if you were there too.
They would. And for our mention today, Marcus would like to talk about Boston Scally Company.
Yeah, y'all constant viewers will know I have recently started collecting Scally Caps from Boston Scally, the queen mother of Scally Cap companies. I love them, and they're a great antidote to the hot sun on my new flesh-colored yarmulke that I'm growing up here. I love them, and they have recently announced a collaboration with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, who would want to buy a hat that looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Yeah, y'all, this is what they look like. Is this cool? The material on each panel is slightly different with a slightly different texture. The craftsmanship on these is on par with everything we expect in the wet shaving world. Look at the lining. It comes in kid sizes, and they even had a set of 4 pins so that we could tell which one was which. And they come with these dust bags, y'all. This is mine and this is hers. How cool are these? Check out bostonscally.com, and when you buy 3, the third one is 50% off. Awesome deal. And what is our soap today?
We have Seine Reserve from Stirling Soap Company. Let's meet it.
All right, y'all, from the 2025 Black Friday email from Stirling Soap Company.
Seine Reserve. This is my favorite scent we are doing this year. It's based on Rive Gauche, the iconic but now discontinued fragrance from YSL. It's also purportedly very close to the original scent of Barbasol shave foam. No affiliation with either. It's clean, classy, and sure to evoke memories for many who try it.
And y'all, while we never like to compare things artisan to artisan AB, we do have what we consider to be the closest scent in the wet shaving world to Barbasol itself, which goes all the way back to 1912 or something like that. And the Rive Gauche from YSL, at least the male version, came out in the 2000s. So we will be comparing those as this episode wears merrily forward. Let's open the box. Constant viewers will know that we recently finished our 2024 Stirling mini box with Noble Man, but we only have a few more left in this box too. We have not yet done Livonia, so stay tuned, or Regency Man. I'm guessing that's a Creed homage. But this is the little beauty you have come to see, and as a Christmas present, my beloved snuck in the EDT for us to explore today. Let's have our first impression. All right, y'all, so every year, Stirling Soap Company releases 7, 8, or 9 smaller soaps in a 3-ounce size as some reconnaissance to see which ones over the next year or two should become full-size sets. In fact, Arlen recently graduated from the mini into the big boy. We love that one, a Leighton homage. Yeah. You get a 3-ounce soap and a 2-ounce splash at proportional prices. We appreciate that as well, just to see what you're going to think of it and report back to Rod on the Stirling Soap fan page or through direct email, things like that. So let me take this in.
Yeah.
Now, the only other homage we've ever done to this one was Mayberry Man from Denton Magic way back in the day. So we're excited to see how Rod and Mandy did their homage. All right, here we go. Taking it in. Oh, that is a startlingly good homage. Y'all, it is deep and rich and wide and intense. Oh, this is wild. And you know what's funny? Generally, people think this smells like Barbasol, but it doesn't go the other way. People don't generally smell Barbasol and say, that reminds me of Rive Gauche.
Interesting.
But I can totally see how they are siblings. This is lovely. Well, y'all, for me, this takes the idea of barbershop and turns it on its head. It is for sure a barbershop scent, but what my nose starts to think of as powder does not go in the sweet floral direction like any of the other barbershops that we have that are powdery. It's more of a dry, less sweet powder that is somehow built of herbs and grasses that you don't take in as herbs or grasses. Whoa, hold on. It's got an incredibly strong spine. Ultimately recognizable. The moment you take this in, you will be able to remember it a year later. But here's the thing. It is the least bossy intensity you could possibly imagine. There are not enough O's in smooth to describe Rive Gauche or this fabulous homage. Soapy, creamy, smooth on a bed of natural things. We'll look at the scent notes from Fragrantica in a little bit, but I'm sure there's some patchouli going on in here, maybe even a cedar kind of thing. But y'all, this is not the kind of thing where you're going to be pulling apart scent notes. If you were to ask me or anybody, I think, what Rive Gauche smells like, it smells like itself. Or Barbasol. I think that's why the comparison keeps being made. It's like it's the closest thing we can find. Well, and I used to walk into Sephora and say, what have you got that's clean and soapy? So like I would get La Mail and things like that. But this goes in the absolute other direction. It does give you that clean out of the shower sense, but it's not in a vague way. Like I said, you will know this face when you see it again. It imprints on you. And see where like Burma Shave doesn't really have a strong edge that meets your nose that you could really bounce a quarter off of. This does, but I'm not sure how it's doing it still. I will be curious when we get to the scent note part to see what is actually in Rive Gauche. And I can totally see why this was one of Rod's favorites from that whole year. Love this. In asking my brain how to like pull this apart, it goes in some weird directions.
Yeah?
So the highs for me are sort of sparkling and bright and white. And under the surface, not to be mean or anything, but this kind of gives me the sense of walking into Pirates of the Caribbean, the Disney ride, and smelling that fabulous, slightly musty pirate water. Like there is something about that under the surface for me of this, like in the bottom 30%. And then like as far as the floral goes, it's almost as if you took a carnation and sucked every single ounce of the sweet out of it and left like a savory carnation scents behind. That's what's going on in here. It just does not go sweet this way. It goes sweet this way. And not too far from that fabulous scent of my tallow ivory soap bar that I grew up with in the bathroom, unscented, but it was just the scent of fabulous tallow soap. And a clean 99.44. Right. I'm trying to figure out what the grasses and herbs are in this. It's not really like a vetiver to me. It's more like a buckwheat kind of a sense in the middle of this. Think flapjacks. Too early for flapjacks? And classic. I think the original Barbasol scent predates Aqua Velva and Old Spice by at least a decade. There is an old world American charm in this, to be sure. Oh, I don't even get any sense of the Stirling base in this at all. The prominence of that homage is so present in here. All right, you ready to take this in?
I'm curious.
See what we've got going on. I wonder how a feminine nose is going to experience this.
Let's see. Okay, I do get why you throw Barbasol in the ring here, but I would say that's almost like half for me. There's a whole nother half in here. Like, I get the brisk, that talky, chalky kind of a vibe, almost like a mint candy to me. But the second half is more of like the herby greens and colors. For me, when I smell just the more Barbasol forward thing, I get more the whites and just that solid, brisk, almost like tallow soapy kind of feel. This has a little bit more something turned up, which adds more of the actual like rest of the barbershop in there for me. So whatever that's Rive Gauche portion is, it has more of the greens and the herbs and like fresh air kind of thing coming through for me.
And I'm so glad you said talc, because it's not baby powder, but it is a dry, chalky talc kind of thing in the middle of this for me.
I know that Barbasol itself has a little rose in there sometimes, but I'm not getting that here. Maybe more like the stem of the rose, but I don't actually get the floral portion. I feel like there's some kind of a bright citrus, almost like the outside of the lime peel or a bergamot or something. It doesn't go sweet at all. It's like the super kind of almost approaching sour side. It's just a briskness that brings me in. Almost like a morning dew or like the windows open. There's just something like starting your day that's kind of thrown in here for me.
It's a new barbershop for me. Clean white walls and freshly laid plaster. It's not like the master from Zingari. That's masonry. That's ancient.
It's not oak moss, because I know that's not your favorite, but it's something approaching that green but textured side. I don't think it's quite vetiver either. Like, it's something right in between those two. And then that's where my brain's like, no, is it mint? It's like approaching those lines, or like the actual mint leaves themselves, maybe a sagey kind of thing.
Right. If this has oak moss, is hugging it in exactly the perfect way, the same way Old Spice does, to where I can't get enough of it. They're using it correctly, if indeed it's in there.
But some of the barbershops have something like that. They usually have a floral. They usually have something that's kind of like a soapy clean thing. And then they've got some greens that are usually kind of mixed in there. So somehow this is still in that lane, at least if I had to pick where to put it.
Do you find a little patchouli in there?
Maybe that's part of the greens. I don't know. There's something clean and fresh airy, so it could easily be part of that. It does smell more current, so I don't think it's just Barbasol. So I think that's where the Rive Gauche part put a spin on it. It's definitely more current. Like, it took the concept of Barbasol, but brought it into the current day and age.
And if they try to tell you that Barbasol was not an inspiration to this, you can spit in their eye for me.
I am actually glad we wore these hats for Stirling, because we got the greens going on.
Right.
I do feel like this is still more masculine. I might reach for Barbasol to use first. There's something in this that makes it kind of push it a little bit more on that masculine-y, fresh out of the barbershop side.
Right.
Not that I couldn't use it, but I do feel like that's the intention for this one.
Rive Gauche was a feminine scent for years before they made this male version.
Interesting.
So there you go.
It is still fresh and clean, so I won't deny that.
All right, y'all, well, come along with us. We're going to find the actual scent notes for Rive Gauche and compare it to CAD from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Come along with us. All right, y'all, so since the original sales page for Stirling Soap Company does not list any actual scent notes, here is the Fragrantica page for Rive Gauche Pour Homme. We start with scent notes of...
Top notes, star anise, rosemary, and bergamot. Middle notes are lavender, geranium, cloves, and coumarin. Oh boy. Base notes are patchouli, oak moss, vetiver, and guaiac wood.
All right, do you get much anise in there? Because that's a loud singer for me, a licorice sort of a note that I usually can really sense, but I don't get it in this.
So now that I'm reading it, it reminds me that I think this is part of the Barbasol thing. Like, there's something in Barbasol that has this, and it just adds not a depth to it, but a briskness, I think.
Yeah, and I totally get the bergamot you were talking about now. It's just that it's so beautifully paired with the rosemary, that beautiful, cool, almost mentally minty blast, that I can't really pull those two apart. Now, I'm kind of surprised by the florals that we're about to find here. Lavender and geranium. How much of a floral sense do you get in here? Because I do get florals, but like I was mentioning with the carnation having the sweet sucked out of it, it's such a very dry floral sense, like opening a book where you pressed a flower and you can kind of still get a sense of it from 20 years ago, kind of that idea.
Well, I could tell that there was something that was hinting at more at the barbershop lane, and I think it's these two, because there is usually a lavender sometimes in a barbershop. If not, it's another like white kind of clean floral. So they both kind of lead more barbershop for me more than actual florals. Then putting those next to cloves and coumarin, like, it just adds like a peppery kind of effervescency kind of thing. And that's about all I'd say. But I can get those in there. I think it actually helps blend the star anise when you put it next to the cloves and the coumarin.
Maybe, but like the 15th thing I'd say about this is it's floral. Like, those are hard to find.
Yes.
It's the clean part of the coumarin, not the hay-like part that you can sometimes find. And clove. Interesting. Clove does not smell in its perfuming sense from Perfumer's Apprentice the way that a clove does sort of in your hand. It's almost like a smoky note, and I don't get much of that in here.
Only because I read it, I can find it. I never would have been able to find it otherwise. So whatever it's doing in here, it's doing a great job, but it's not something that sticks out on its own.
Now, I do get a very clean patchouli onto the surface of this, but not much oak moss. Do you get the patchouli and the vetiver?
Well, I must have, because I knew that there was vetiver and oak moss, something in there, but I think putting it next to the guaiac wood calmed it down, and the patchouli just added like the fresh air kind of thing on the way out for me.
Now, y'all, we do not have a sample of the original Barbasol to compare this with, but we do have what is generally accepted to be the world's greatest Barbasol homage in the wet shaving world, CAD from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Foxy Matt even invented Catterday, which is generally celebrated by the masses in this hobby. Why don't we do something interesting? This is the Who Inspired Who Whiff. On 3, 1, 2. Oh, that's a lot more similar than I thought it would be.
Yeah?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this turns the colors down. Like, those added layers I can tell aren't in here, but the general base of both are pretty darn close.
That's a little sweeter, a little more powdery. That takes me back to my dad's shaves in the 70s with his white plastic Bic razor with the yellow cap on it. That's that. I mean, these are generally distinguishable. I'm just surprised how close they are. I really thought they'd be much more different.
As we were smelling this one, because this is more familiar to me, I don't know the Barbasol from the can as well. I mean, I can see the can itself, but the whiff I don't know as well. So I could tell where this was overlapping with them and balancing out each other. This is still more current to me. So this has more of that throwback vibe. The added things that they brought into 2003's version when YSL came out with it, I can tell the other greens and the other florals. There's just a little more happening here.
This is more powdery. Somehow Barbasol makes my mouth water a little bit. I think it's the patchouli acting in the same way it did in the earliest Gourmand Accords.
But we will know once we lather this bad boy back up if it's actually as close as we think it is.
All right, y'all, this is my favorite shaving brush, believe it or not, in the wet shaving world, tied with the Atomic Rocket from PAA. I love the size. I can use it like a pencil. It's both a painting brush and a scrubbing brush. And what? $15 or less. And I'm just going to grab about an almond size of this and press it into the loving octopus arms of my KUN small size shaving bowl from the KUN workshop. A light misting of water and actually what turns out to be about 13 or 14 pumps from our bougie sprayer from Sean and Julie. And here we go, y'all. I'm just going to take my dry bristles, let them get a tiny bit wet from the water I sprayed on the top of the soap, and then start drawing the soap up into the brush itself. I don't really want to build too much of a lather yet. And then when almost all of the soap is gone from the bottom of the bowl up onto the bristles, I'm going to go grab the rest of the water, and the lather man cometh. I don't like it when the lather overflows the size of the bowl. So that's kind of how we came to this control method of making the lather. And I always make it a little thicker than I need it because I drench my face with water before every shave. And I use that water to kind of be the last of the water that the lather needs. Oh, this is thickening up nicely. You see the little peaks and valleys coming out here? And y'all, this is something you only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the On the Banks of the Seine with On 3, 1, 2. That's funny. That got a lot closer to Barbasol there in the lather. Okay, hold on. Yeah, you smelling that? What are you getting?
Yeah, more the talky side is much more prominent.
Yeah, and really makes my mouth water. I can't really explain that. And yeah, we love watching our Sig solo videos on YouTube, but we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet. But we thought y'all might still like to see what this Stirling base looks like when it coats and covers a moneymaker. Now I start by kind of scrubbing it in like that, getting around each side of every little hair, and then at the end I paint. All right, would you like to try a little of that?
I don't think I would.
What a lovely scent cloud this is making.
Yeah, if you were just looking for one of like the Marcus Ultimate Clean ones, I really do feel like this kind of sits in that lane.
And a great starter barbershop for the newbie. This and Stirling's Barbershop is generally where I would send people. Although that barbershop goes a lot more traditional sort of baby barber powder kind of thing with like a doughy gourmandy sense. Our friends in Vienna say it smells a little bit like there's a bakery next door. This is more dry and classy and classic and traditional.
Not in our blue barbershop lane.
No, not like London Barbershop or that EO Crafters blend from Crafter's Choice. All right, y'all, well, we've got a splash and an EDT to explore. Come along with us. We're going to take this down a little bit deeper. Y'all, we did a little checking. Barbasol does not actually publish its scent notes, but to say vague things like it's smooth and spicy.
There is something that approaches that minty line for me too.
There is. You're right. I think it's the rosemary something. And y'all, this is the 2-ounce splash that comes with your Black Friday Stirling minis, and we're just going to put a little
comes
something.
Out fast, so be
there.
careful.
Yeah, this going quick. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
A little something there. All right, here we go. And chin. Ooh. I do get a fresh burst when I first put this on. Oh, it's delightful.
I almost feel like if there was like a barbershop at Nordstrom's or something, like there's something spa-like turned up. I really am getting the star anise now.
I am getting the bergamot like crazy. The citrus is here and not so much in the soap.
And the guaiac wood, like all the notes I couldn't get in the soap itself are coming out way more in the splash.
I get a much darker base on this that almost approaches leather in the way that it's using the clove and the anise under the surface of this. Those
guys are talking more, yep.
Ooh, fabulous.
All of the other spices, I think, are having a moment to shine. Like, this is where it's really different from Barbasol for me as it's drying down. And even less green. I don't know how that's happening, but like less green, less white talky, and more the other notes.
Yeah. And just hints of oak moss in the best of ways, in the ways that I like. That's how it's being used here.
Almost peppery. Like it's more the whites.
Right.
Are you glad that we got the EDT?
Oh, I am so glad we got the EDT because I have come to appreciate Rive Gauche more and more as the years in this hobby wear merrily forward. And here is the EDT bottle. Y'all, look at that.
That is the only problem with us waiting to open all of the minis is then the chance to get the EDT is out the window.
Right, until they come back in full sizes, which I'm pretty sure this one will at some point. All right, here we go. I'm going to put some on. Oh.
A little different?
Oh, yeah. You can dive down even deeper in between the notes. I'm starting at the bottom now. I'm starting with the woods.
Isn't that
and it
interesting?
comes up through the herbs, and then the citrus is almost last here. Ooh, very nice.
It does. It smells like peppery clean. Like I swear you just stepped out of the shower in a barbershop. Like you are the cleanest you could possibly be. There's something light and airy. Is that coming through? Like an effervescency peppery thing?
Absolutely. And I think the reason this is such a lateral move from Barbasol you can get at any corner drugstore into the fine fragrance world is it never really belonged in the drugstore to start with. This is a fine fragrance.
There is something for like a newbie younger guy coming in, I feel like, too. If they don't know what type of scents they like, this is a great one to start with.
That is a great observation. It's like they took anything too classic out of Barbasol, shaved it off, and you got Rive Gauche. Ultimately modern in its way.
It's kind of like a safe identity one. Like it's clean and it doesn't go too minty. Like a lot of the other ones kind of have a specific side to them. It doesn't go too blue or too aquatic. Like it really is just kind of like an open lane scent.
And a signature scent at that. This is the kind of thing that once you smell it, you know it again instantly, even if you don't smell it for another month. And that's why it's a signature. They'll almost remember your face along with the smell.
It still smells expensive to me. Like it has a cologne-y kind of thing coming through that the Barbasol doesn't.
Well, only because, too, I think it doesn't have to prove itself. Just because there's nothing in it too pokey, there's not a lot of giant risks being taken with any of the individual notes. It's in the blend itself. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be a 5-year-old Marcus watching his dad get ready for a day at the funeral home. His suit's going to be over there on the ironing board, and he's going to be shaving with this lovely can of Barbasol. And you're going to be letting that scent kind of envelop you as you watch him do his shaving ritual. Never realizing how beloved someday that scent will become, not only to you, but those who celebrate Catterday and those who like to smell clean and fresh, and pretty much all your friends now, and you're going to get your own. Head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Seine Reserve and had a fabulous time getting to know it. You know what this is? This is powder for those that don't really like powder. This is florals for those that don't really like florals. This is a barbershop for those that really don't like barbershops because it's had all of the sweets from all of those different scent notes sucked right out of it, left with just something beautiful and masculine and easy and profound on your shoulder, and a little bit of a callback to the shaving mirror of your old man or your grandfather with Barbasol shaving cream, and in one of the best, most comfortable, most functional bases in the wet shaving world. Thank you, Rod and Mandy. Fingers crossed for a full-size set of this. Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our July giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get a $25 gift card to Katie's Bubbles.
That's right, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email. Here to We Sent You at the barbershopduet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first August episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck!
Oh, this was everything I hoped it would be, and then some. We know that Rod and Mandy often audition homage oils from a myriad of sources until they find the one they like and is closest to the original bottles that they buy and write off on their taxes. My hat is off to that too. And as rich and beautiful and perfect as the homages that they choose usually are, this one is even a cut above that. I am shocked at the depths of this and the nooks and crannies that my brain is still getting to know inside of this dupe oil.
If you couldn't tell, I think we're putting a vote on this one to come back in a full line of things, just so you know.
I think there might be a line of guys with torches that would be requiring the same thing.
Right? Don't forget your next appointment at the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.